So r/Gachagaming isn't going to be happy about this one. If you don't know, we're coming up on almost a month of Wuthering Waves. I mean, I think we're a little bit short of it, and the game has been doing amazing. I mean, you know, we've gotten a ton of free rewards since then. I mean, there's been a lot of problems fixed, and the game just feels a lot smoother than it did since day one. The one thing that a lot of people talked about, especially on the release of Wuthering Waves, was the revenue, because if you don't know, Wuthering Waves came out near the end of the month, meaning that the revenue chart for that month would include Wuthering Waves, but not a full month of revenue. And if we look at that revenue right here, it actually says Wuthering Waves came in, you know, kind of high up on the list, in the top 20 at least, for both of their versions, global and Chinese, and they made about $13 million in such a short amount of time. I think it was like 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, which is absolutely amazing to be keeping up with games like Nikkei and stuff like that, which are also massive games too. And overall, it just looked really positive for the game. But recently, there's been a tweet released by Stix, which has given us a little bit of a spoiler to what's going to happen in the revenue chart. But before we get into this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And also go over to GamerSubs and use my code KAZA, where you can get yourself some nice waifu cups, tubs, and even more. They've got a ton of accessories over there, and I really think you guys would like it. It's such an amazing brand. I really like them, and they've got some really cool designs. So go check them out, even if you're going to have a little bit of a browse. Yeah, don't forget to use my code KAZA whenever you order something. But let's get back into the video. So just yesterday, Stix released this tweet, which says haters said Wuthering Waves wouldn't make much money in the first month, but it's dead on arrival. Yeah, according to data from GameLook, it's already made 110 million USD, and is expected to reach 140 million USD within its first month of release. Big W, which is absolutely amazing. Like, this is really good for Wuthering Waves. This is super positive news. And to be honest, I trust Stix with this. Like, you may be wondering about the legitimacy of this claim. Stix is a very trustworthy guy. I've talked to him a couple of times. He uses some of my Blender stuff on his thumbnails. And yeah, he's just an overall really nice guy. He says that he's gotten his data from GameLook, which is a Chinese kind of company. So I absolutely believe him here, because it seems like GameLook has a good insight on what's going on with the Chinese market and also just the global market overall, because let's be real, a lot of the gacha games are over in China, so you kind of want a Chinese company digging into all the analytics and kind of, you know, revenue and stuff, because they know more about what's going on and the translations and everything like that. But what the actual screenshot here says, according to the data disclosed by Kuro today, the global downloads of Ming Qiao have exceeded 30 million, which was actually announced on their Twitter the other day. I'd made a video on this. It was kind of a controversial one, and I also made a follow-up video. They reached 30 million, and they've given out 10 free pulls to everyone now after the whole situation was over. And it says, according to GameLook's estimates, since his launch on May 23rd, Ming Qiao's global revenue on all platforms, including PC, has exceeded 800 million last week. Now, this is 800 million yuan, you know, the Chinese currency, so don't start freaking out saying they've made 800 million USD. Obviously, no, 800 million is a little bit much. I don't think there is any gacha game that even makes that. 800 million yuan last week, which is absolutely insane. And it says, according to this trend, Ming Qiao's revenue in the first natural month, the 23rd of May to the 23rd of June, is very likely to exceed 1 billion yuan. Such a first month revenue is a very explosive performance in the global market this year. And that is totally correct. I mean, I probably should have mentioned Ming Qiao actually means Wuthering Waves, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, it seems like they are doing absolutely amazing. 1 billion yuan in the first month, I think, since release is great. And it is important to, you know, highlight here that they've said this is revenue on all platforms. Whenever we look at this revenue chart here, this is all based on mobile revenue. So it's obviously not going to be 110 million USD or 140 million USD, however, you know, much it makes. It's going to be like at least probably like half of that, maybe a little bit more. We don't know. There is quite a big PC audience for Wuthering Waves. So, you know, a lot of this might be taken up by PC. But we don't know, because there's a lot of Chinese players out there that just play on their phones. Because they're sole gacha gamers, you know, they play it on the train to work or whatever. And yeah, they're just going to be spending more on mobile. But we're just going to have to wait and see how strong the power of the mobile community is. Because I reckon it's going to be somewhere at the top here. Because if we look here, Naruto Mobile made about 46 million, Solo Leveling Arise made about 39 million, and Honkai Star obviously at the top with 52 million. And yeah, I honestly think it's going to make more than 35 million, meaning that it's probably going to be somewhere in the top 5, if not top 3, if not top 2, if not number 1. Because we haven't really seen many massive updates from Honkai Star. I mean, we've had the Firefly stuff released, which looks really nice, and I can't wait for it. I mean, that's going to be an absolutely explosive banner, but I don't know if it's going to make enough revenue to, you know, get there by the end of the month. It might do, seeing as it's coming out just before the end of the month, and, you know, that initial first release is where most of the money comes in, but we'll just have to wait and see. But I think other games like Solo Leveling Arise are going to fall off. The same with Naruto Mobile. they've just had a very good month this month and that they're going to go back down to around, you know, somewhere in the top 20 still. And the same goes for probably Arknights too, because they made 8 million in April and then they went up to 35 million in May, which is absolutely like unheard of. And yeah, I think they're going to go back down too, because I think they just had a good run for that month. So it's safe to say that we're definitely going to see Wuthering Waves somewhere in the top 10, if not top 5 spot, because, you know, 110 million USD or even 140 million USD is a massive amount of money, and that can really be good for Wuthering Waves in the future, because it means they can work on more stuff. Like, not only are they, you know, doing good as a company, it means that they can put more money into the game to improve stuff, and maybe even hire more people to fix a lot of the problems that they're doing, or even fix their spaghetti code that they've been working with for all of these years. So again, it's really exciting to see, and I hope that they do put this money into the game, because we've got some really cool characters coming up, like Changli, Jinshi, who both look really nice. I mean, there has been a lot of videos on Twitter which I've seen, and yeah, they look really nice. I'm not going to put it on this video because, you know, I don't want to spoil anyone, and also, you know, it's leaks. I don't want to be like associated with the leaks. I have seen them though. So again, they look really nice, and I can't wait to see them in the game. And I'm definitely going to be pulling on Changli because she looks insane. Yeah, it's very rare to see something like this in the gacha game community. As GameLook put it, they said such a first month revenue is very explosive performance in the global market this year. And they're completely correct there. I mean, games like Genshin Impact probably had around about the same revenue explosion whenever they first started. Now, Genshin Impact is down to about 30 million-ish, 23 million. And if we also look at April, the previous month, whenever Arlecchino came out, they did make 82 million, which is a massive amount of money. You got to think that Arlecchino was one of the most anticipated characters and a very important character in the series, and a lot of people really wanted her. So 82 million is to be expected, and I just can't wait to see what the revenue is going to be like whenever characters like Changli and that come out, and even just some in the future. I think like the Yeshu Lin banner is going to be absolutely insane, and it's going to, you know, farm a lot of money for Kuro Games, because I've seen a lot of people that really want Geshu Lin. Now, me personally, I'm not going to be pulling for him because I don't really like him. I'm going to be honest. But, you know, there's a big female and also gay audience that really like Geshu Lin and really want to pull on him because, you know, he's hot. That's pretty much the whole reason why they want him. And yeah, that's the same can be said for a lot of the other characters in the game for other communities. So it seems like Wuthering Waves are really targeting a lot of different people in, you know, the community, and they're just making a diverse cast of characters that people want to pull for, which is super exciting to see. And again, this will contribute massively to this revenue, and I think they can make more than 140 million in a month. I think 140 million is just the start, as this is the first month since release. They've made 140 million. Let's go for 200 next time. Let's go for 250 the next time. Let's go for 300 the next time, and just keep growing, because honestly, I think this game could do extremely good. And a lot of people on r/Gachagaming saying, oh, this game's gonna fail. It's gonna be like the biggest flop of this year. Oh my god, it's doing so bad. You know, they've got a lot of problems with the game. Well, look at this. You literally can't tell me that they're doing bad. I made a tweet and it did pretty well the other day of me saying like, hey, r/Gachagaming are still gonna try prove to us that, you know, this game is still bad, even though, you know, they're completely delusional and don't know what they're talking about, because 140 million is massive, and I don't think they can even deny that. So again, I'm kind of excited to see what their reactions is. I haven't actually had a look. I might take a look after this video. I don't want to give as much attention to them as possible, because again, they're just a super scummy community that, you know, just feed off hating Wuthering Waves and, you know, sucking the dick of Hoyoverse. And yeah, it's just kind of sad to see, seeing as this is like, you know, a community that's supposed to be pretty unbiased. I mean, r/Gachagaming, you think of the name, it's like, you know, it's for every gacha game, but it just seems like they hate particular ones and that they just want to make other people hate particular ones for some reason. It's just extremely weird, and I really hope that they don't have much of an influence on the community in the future, because yeah, they're just terrible. Yeah, just let me know what you think about this revenue in the comments below. I think it's really good. I honestly think that Wuthering Waves is doing amazingly, especially with all the issues they've had recently, and hopefully they keep it up in the future. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and also go over to Gamersubs and use my code. As I said at the start, they've got a ton of really nice stuff, so go over there, take a look at them. Even if you're just browsing, just go over, have a look, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. That's all. See ya.